opportunity go to waste. When your enemy is making a mistake, do not disrupt them. Why no one wants to meet U.S. Vice President Vance in Greenland, from DW News.
President J.D. Vance has left for Greenland with his wife, Usha, on
The German broadcaster Deutsche Welle is not holding back on its commentary against the J.D. Vance charm offensive. It's kind of funny when you are trying to annex a country through peaceful means at first, and you send the most annoying loser there. Why? Like, do you really feel like people in Greenland are going to see J.D. Vance and go, oh, that's a guy who I want to lead my country. That's who I want to be in charge of here. Like, you couldn't find one guy. You don't have anybody that's like more fun. Send Pete Hegseth. Let him do some push-ups and, you know, brave the cold with his beer blanket. You're like, hell yeah, I'm here in Greenland. I'm Pete Hegseth. I'm not drunk right now. Let me tell you, okay, we're doing OPSEC here. I'm going to do some push-ups, okay? I'm going to do push-ups with the Inuit population, and if I win the push-up contest, then Greenland is mine. OPSEC is clear. Over and out.
a trip that will now only be stopping at a U.S. military base there. Their trip to the semi-autonomous Danish territory was revised after initial plans caused an uproar in both Greenland and Denmark. Leaders had called the planned visit a provocation following President Donald Trump's talk of U.S. annexation. Here's more on the reactions to that.
Greenlanders have made it clear. President Trump's threats and overtures aren't welcome. An announced visit by the vice president's wife, Usha Vance, to a popular dog sled race was seen as an attempt to pile on even more pressure. That sparked furious reactions from Greenlandic leaders, including outgoing Prime Minister Mute Beia. He told local media that the very aggressive American pressure against Greenlandic society is now so serious that the level cannot be raised any higher. Denmark's Prime Minister also criticized the trip.
This is clearly not a visit that is about what Greenland needs or what Greenland wants from the outside right now. And therefore I have to say that it's unacceptable pressure that's being put on both Greenland and Denmark in this situation. And it's a pressure that we will resist.
After the outcry, Vice President J.D. Vance announced he would come as well, but said that the visit would be limited to a remote U.S. military base.
Mr. Wife guy, he's like, oh, you guys don't want my wife? Well, guess what? I'm coming now, and I'm way more annoying than she is, okay? I'll show you. Is U.S. invading Greenland grounds for Article 5 being used against us? Is such a funny question because NATO is America. It's an expression of American might. It is an American security agreement. It is in some ways supposed to keep you protected from America. If you drop that, there's no Article 5 against America. NATO is not going to create like a military resistance against the United States of America. It's so funny. No, that's not how this works. The entirety of the European continent is functionally a vassal for American interests.
Hey guys, it's J.D. Vance, the vice president, and you know there was so much excitement around Usha's visit to Greenland this Friday that I decided that...
No, literally the opposite. The opposite happened, and that's why he's there.
I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her. I'm going to visit some of our guardians in the Space Force on the northwest coast of Greenland and also just check out what's going on with the security there of Greenland. As you know, it's really important.
This is where the Vances are set to visit.
He's going to check it out. He's going to check out the security situation. He's going to check out the security situation, okay? Let me tell you.
Visit the Bidufik Space Base. The U.S. military has been stationed there for decades, with radar arrays here forming a vital part of America's early warning system against nuclear attack during the Cold War, and still today. The U.S. has long regarded the vast, sparsely populated island as strategically important, thanks to its location. Greenland sits at a crossroads between the U.S., Canada, the European Union, and Russia. but it's climate change and rising temperatures that have turbocharged Washington's interest. On Greenland itself, melting ice is presenting the chance to exploit the island's massive untapped natural wealth, including minerals critical to the green transition. Warming waters around Greenland and in the Arctic Ocean beyond are also opening up new shipping lanes and new areas for gas and oil drilling. That's attracted Russian and Chinese interest as well. Denmark welcomed the news that the Vances would only visit the airbase, seen as a de-escalation, but it's unlikely that Greenlanders have heard the last about US interest in their territory.
Marcus Valentin is a journalist from the Greenlandic Broadcasting Corporation, KNR, and he's joining us now from the capital, Nuuk. Welcome, Marcus. Can I ask you, how do Greenlanders feel about this?
Just by vibes alone, I don't think this guy is on board with America invading and annexing Greenland. I'm just looking at his fit, and it kind of feels like he's not going to be on board with America doing military conquest.
This visit from the US Vice President.
Well, the initial reaction was a shock. If this was an escalation attempt.
He looks like he would be a part of like a revolutionary communist party that now has a social democratic slant and is anti-immigrant but pro expanding the social safety nets only marginally. He looks like the average European leftist guy. I'm joking. I don't know what his background is at all. I'm just memeing, okay?
But as we've seen that he will only visit the Pitofik space base, there's been a sigh of relief among the population up here because the demonstrations are now called off. It is also, there is a feeling of proudness that all the hard work from the different Greenlanders wanting to make mass protests and the politicians trying to get Trump to back off his plans and J.D. Vance to back off his plans has finally in some sort of way worked where they are de-escalating the conflict.
Keep being racist, bro. That is such a racist and misogynistic take. Keep being racist, bro. Standing ovation. Wait, misogynistic? What? What are you saying? Like I'm being an anti-Danish racist, but also simultaneously misogynistic. What simulation are you seeing through, man? I think you gotta. White racism is racism. It's true. As a white man, I'm a anti-white racist. Why did you say I was being misogynistic though? Bro, you should see not through the simulation, but you should look and find your lithium prescription and take it to the nearest CVS instantly, okay? I think you ran out.
At least in the short term, because when I talk to international experts in international politics through the Arctic, they say that this is sort of an escalation also in the long term.
There are reports of US officials going door to door in Greenland to try and find some residents who are prepared to give J.D. Vance and his wife a warmer welcome. Can you confirm that that happened?
I can confirm that happened. I have some sources that was planning the visit, that was trying to set up some visits and have gotten rejections from everywhere. And we have also heard from different vendors here in Nuuk that people came up to them and said that they wanted to make a PR stunt. They wanted Usha to come and have this beautiful visit where they said, well, she can enter as a guest and pay a ticket just like everyone else. And as far as I have heard, they weren't interested in that.
All right. Do you know if there was any outreach?
Like, I know the Greenland population is not massive, right? But you couldn't find one person. Like, that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's awesome. Holy crap. Like, but you couldn't find one person Like, there's 31,000 people in here, which is, I assume, close to, like, if not half of Greenland's population, maybe the same size. I don't know what Greenland's total population number is. Okay. But I'm sure there's one person, even in this community right now, that would host JD Vance at their home. Like, and not even on some like weird shit. Like, they would do it because they're a fan enough of the prospect of having JD Vance in their home. That's amazing.
By the US, any attempt at all to coordinate this visit with the Greenlandic?
They couldn't find one person who they wanted to show. They definitely found freaks who would hurt them if they revealed. No, this administration doesn't care about freaks, dude. Are you kidding me? They already did that with the freaks. There's that MAGA patriot who was wearing the Thug Life Trump t-shirt. There's that one MAGA Greenlander. They don't care. I don't think that guy has a house. I think that's the problem. I think that's the issue. They just did, like, the only people that were down with the whole Trump regime, the Trump annexation, simply did not have housing.
Or Danish authorities at all?
I'm not aware of if there has been any official talks. Up here in Greenland, we know that there are some people, American citizens, that has worked alongside the administration to invite them to Greenland as a private visit. But as far as how much of an attempt they've had in cooperating with the Greenlandic and the Danish government, it's hard to say. But we know from the Greenlandic politicians, at least, that they are not. They have expressed to the U.S. officials that they are not welcome in Greenland because a coalition government is still in the talks, or were still in the talks. It is now being presented later today here in Nuuk, a new government. But it is seen as, from the Greenlandic perspective, as.
It's because JD is trying to meet with the libtards in Nuuk. He can't roll with the hillbillies down south in Kakortok or Kasimiut. He gets seasick. I tried to say those names. I'm so sorry. Our GeoGuessr wizard in here knows more about Greenland than I ever will. And I apologize to the Greenlanders for butchering the way to say those places. Wait, those are real? Yes, MHUD definitely knows. MHUD 100% knows Greenland inside and out. If it's on Google Maps, he knows it, okay?
Not a good move from the US to come when there isn't a functioning government.
Right. I mean, Greenland's acting prime minister apparently called this trip a provocation, a demonstration of power, and asked the international community to step up. What do you think he's expecting from the international community?
That's very, very difficult to answer because as we've seen so far, there's been harsh rhetoric from the Greenlandic side, and also the Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, has chimed in on that and has amped up her rhetoric. We know that the Danish government has been in UN in these couple of days and also talked with other state leaders. And we know in Denmark that they are working as much as possible to get a solution on this and trying to talk, especially with the European.
How she missed that shot, bro. That was the easiest shot of my life. Terrible pool player.
Partners, but just what it is that the Greenlandic politicians want the other nations to do and actually show in support of Greenland is not very clear as of yet. But when the new government the new government coalition is signed later today in Nuuk, and a new government is soon formally formed, I think we will know pretty soon what it is that the Greenlandic government will expect from the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Donald Trump says the US needs Greenland for its national security. He said, quote, America will go as far as we have to go to gain control of the island. And then we've got the Danish Prime Minister saying Greenland is part of the Danish kingdom. That is not going to change. What do the Greenlanders say, Marcus?
there's hardly any Greenlanders up here that wants to be part of the U.S. There is a minority of Greenlanders that want to have a closer ties with the U.S. And a lot of Greenlanders up here, especially up until recently, wants closer economic ties with the U.S. Both in minerals, mining, natural resources, but also in fishing and other trading goods that Greenland can provide. Because Greenlanders have this saying, we are open for business. They don't really discriminate against who they want to work with and trade with. And they see U.S. as a huge trading partner and a huge possibility to have more trade with the U.S. But in the last couple of
It's not my mic that's popping, it's their mic. It's Deutsche Welle's mic popping.
weeks, as far as how that will change now, as of Donald Trump saying that he wants to annex the country and will go as far as he will, as far as he can to annex the country. This can change, but we're all waiting for the new government to be formed and to see what policies they will implement afterwards.
Marcus Valentin, journalist in Nuuk, Greenland. Marcus, thank you so much for
Yeah, that's that real sock them audio right there. China's economy czar invites EU trade chief to jointly resist tariff threats. Ooh, using the never let an opportunity go to waste. When your enemy is making a mistake, do not disrupt them. China's coming in hot. Chinese century of prosperity. China rising. Both China and EU have seen their relations with the U.S. sour over President Donald Trump's tariff policies. Since taking office in January, Trump has imposed 20% additional tariffs on all Chinese imports. It's conspiratory to think that the Republicans believe in climate change, but say they don't because they know they can profit off of it. What? Yeah, that's what's going on. They are, after decades of denying climate change and saying it's a Chinese Chi-Com conspiracy, they are going, oh yeah, the Arctic ice is melting. It's going to open up new pathways for trade. We need to take advantage of that. There's new opportunities to drill, baby, drill. It's like Florida. You can say the climate is not changing and that's woke and gay, but like, what are you going to do when your house is underwater? You know what I mean? Like, you can't deny that your house is now underwater. Do you understand? It's just like, you can go, oh, how did this happen? Who could have foreseen this? But your house is now underwater. You know, you can say, oh, it must be DEI, but your house is still underwater. You recognize the old relationship. Anyway, here's Carney saying Canada's old relationship with the U.S. is over.
We had with the United States based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations is over. President Trump again imposed unjustified tariffs on our nation in violation of our existing trade agreements. We will respond forcefully. Nothing is off the table to defend our workers and our country. And our response to these latest tariffs is to fight, is to protect, and to build. We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada. It's my solemn promise that when President Trump threatens us again, we will fight back. We will fight back with everything we have to get the best deal for Canada. We will build an independent future for our country stronger than ever. The road ahead will be long. There is no silver bullet. There is no quick fix. And I know and I understand that many are feeling anxious and worried about the future. Fundamental change is always unsettling. But I have every confidence in our country because I understand what President Trump does not. That we love Canada with every fiber of our being.
They're already looking to reduce reliance on America. I mean, good, great. They should. It's the correct method. I don't think this guy is, I don't know if he fixes Canada's problems in general, but yeah, I am fully in support of a BDS movement against America. As an American citizen, as a content creator in the United States of America, okay, I am fully in support of doing a boycott, divestments, and sanctions movement on the United States.
We put out a statement. We had a very, very good talk. He's going through an election now, and we'll see what happens. But we have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd, because, and I'm not referring to Canada, but many countries have taken advantage of us, the likes of which nobody even thought was possible for many, many decades, for decades. And, you know, that has to stop. We're going to end up with a very good relationship with Canada and a lot of the other countries. Some we probably won't. It won't be so pleasant. But I think most countries are agreeing with me. They actually, many of them have actually apologized. They said, look, we have taken advantage. And
bro, this guy is living in La La Land. Like, he's just living in his own universe, dude. He's just living on his own. He's living in his own planet. Yeah, everybody loves it. Everybody loves what I'm doing. The market loves what I'm doing. Breaking, over $1 trillion in market value has been lost from the S&P 500 so far today. Hey, man, I'll have you know, we don't care about that anymore because that doesn't make Trump look good, okay? I think you forgot to download the new talking point, which is that it's okay. When it's up, it's great. You know, the great economy lover Donald Trump has fixed the markets. When it's down, we don't care. What are you, woke? It's woke to... The stock market is woke, dude. It's DEI. Like, what are you talking about? Look, see? Nobody cares. It's money from the 1% mostly anyways. It's down like minus 2%. These headlines are silly. As I've said time and time again, the top 10% of wealth in the United States of America own 90% of the stock market. And as it stands, as it happens with everything under liberal capitalism in the United States of America, the gains in the stock market are privatized, kept in that top 10%, but the losses in the stock market are socialized, so you definitely suffer when the stock market is tanking. But hey, guess what, dude? He's going to fix it all one day. I promise. When we deport the perfect number of Venezuelan dudes with like autism awareness tattoos who teach autistic teenagers how to swim, you know, when we get those guys out of here, all of a sudden everything's going to be better. One day. We just need to deport like another youth soccer coach. There's a perfect number out there. When we arrive at it, you'll see America truly will be great. Okay. You know what it is? It's because we're not sufficiently pro-Israel. I just realized, because I'm just judging by what the Trump administration cares about. And it seems like they care about, dominating college campuses and making sure that everyone is saying the right things about Israel, which is that, Am Israel Chai, we love Israel, that sort of stuff. The moment that every single person is flying the banner saying Israel is wonderful, is the most moral democracy, then magically everything will be solved. And in order to get there, we just got to keep deportations up. Also, there's a perfect number of tariffs that we need to arrive at too. Once we do that, still mad about deporting illegal immigrants? He's giving us a chance to buy the dip. Dumb chatters. This guy. With what, you dumbass? Yeah, I didn't realize you had a couple spare multiple millions, in your bank account that wasn't tied to the stock market already that you can use to buy the dip. Yeah, you'll buy the dip one of these days. You'll get in on the ground floor. I bought the last 2 dips. It keeps going down. Please help. Yeah. Warren Buffett, dude. Yeah. Buy low, sell high. Duh. Come on, dude. Don't you guys understand? It's pretty simple.
Every single person in this room and the overwhelming majority of people that you know are
here. Yeah. I wanted to highlight this, of course. One of the classic cases here. Also, is this good? Chat. I'm new to this. I'm new to this day trading business. Is this good? Because it feels like maybe the tariffs back and forth is not looking too great. I don't know. Have you said thank you yet? Have you said thank you once? Oh my Lord. It's so funny because I got a bunch of friends who are like agnostic to Trump, and you know what that means, right? Like I know a bunch of people who are agnostic, or even know some like people with crypto, and they are screaming bloody murder. At first they were like, nah, Trump is going to bring about a crypto boon, okay? And even on the crypto side of things, everything is falling apart as well. JD Pondon is short the stock market, or his cronies are. Yeah, I'll be at this LA rally too, obviously. After 86,000 attendance for the last swing, AOC to join Bernie Sanders rally in Los Angeles Grand Park on April 12th. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. Hasan, you loser. Before he fixes things, it needs to get a little bad. It's only darkest before the dawn, brother. Stay strong. That's what it is. Guys, stay strong, loyal patriots. Anyway, like I said, I only take my notes from what the Trump admin is saying and doing. And what the Trump admin is saying and doing is very important. Let's see what let's see what they were saying here.
And it's only going up
The fuck?
everyone thinks Trump is going to
Two objects that are the same? Oh,
really watch the stock market.
I got owned. I got owned by the
The stock
bot.
market is the only sign of life, and it's only going up because everyone thinks Trump is going to win the election. You can't really watch the stock market.
We all saw the stock market soaring post-election. It reached an all-time high today, 82,000. Optimism everywhere. Just ignore the sky is falling reports in the regime press. Tune out the breathless reporting about market gyrations.
I'm excited about the economy. Look at the stock market. Our rocket ship is getting ready to take off in our economy with President Trump. We were probably overbloated with the stock market here for a while. We went up quite a bit.
Yeah, stock market went up too much. It's not supposed to always go up. It's supposed to go down sometimes. Everybody knows that, okay? Stock market's been too hot for far too long, which, by the way, ironically enough, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, yeah, he's not even entirely incorrect. It's just funny for him to say that right now, you know?
A bit.
You guys want to start with good news? The market's up 25% since you won. You tweeted this out that nobody in the media brings it up, so I said, you know what, I'm going to bring it up tonight. Forget the stock market for a second here, and I have said on this program for years, it's never been my indicator in terms of the health of the economy.
Yeah. Dude, everybody turns into Robert Reich. All of the entirety of regime press turns into Robert Reich. You know, it's not a real indicator. Everybody knows that the stock market is not an indication of a healthy economy, okay? Everybody knows this. What are you guys talking about? Fantastic. Thank you.
The market always knows. So the market already started to kind of have this sort of rally, this sort of Trump rally. It's an energy, it's an electricity. We have to be very, very careful about all of this, and the notion that we have to react as Americans.
Dude. How long until someone on the regime media side turns around and says it's actually domestic terror? Liberals are engaging in an act of terrorism by explaining the normal market conditions in a way that is damaging, with hopes that investors will lose confidence and keep selling and will plummet the stock market further. This is an act of economic terrorism. We need to send more people to El Salvador. How long until someone says it is illegal? It is illegal to short the stock market. It is illegal. It's very obvious to me that these liberals, these elitist liberals, want our stock market to plummet because they hate Donald Trump. They have Trump derangement syndrome. They want the economy to perform poorly. And that's why they're demanding that the stock market fails and plummets. That's why they're engaging in illegal trades, such as shorting the stock market or selling off their stocks in general. And that we have to prosecute these people and we have to deport them. Stop giving them ideas. Come on, dude. I'm not giving these guys ideas. I'm just telling you what they're going to say inevitably. What? Oh, yep. Jimmy Kimmel tacitly endorses domestic terrorism, celebrates stock market turmoil, dehumanizes Elon Musk. Just wait. I mean, that's a 14-like tweet. That's irrelevant, but just wait. I'm telling you, someone on Fox News is going to say that.
Every single person in this room and the overwhelming majority of people that you know are one word away. It didn't matter if you're 13 years old when you said it. You're one word, you're one statement, you're one retweet, you're one like away from destroying your life. There are kids in America that have had their admissions to a college revoked.
That's why I, as the Secretary of State, will protect students who are criticizing the apartheid state of Israel that is doing a genocide, right? Surely that's the clip. That's the clip,
there are now
right?
certain things that you're not allowed to say on a college campus.
Mr. Secretary, a Turkish student in Boston was detained and handcuffed on the street by plainclothes agents. A year ago, she wrote an opinion piece about the Gaza war. Could you help us understand what the specific action she took led to her visa being revoked?
Yeah,
what was your State Department's role in that process?
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist. Every single person in this room and the overwhelming majority.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, these guys have never cared about free speech. Wake up to that reality. This is something that I used to talk about quite frequently in the most heated moments of cancel culture conversations all the way back in 2016, where I was like, oh, yeah, cancel culture? How about BDS? You talk about cancel culture, but try saying anything about Israel on a college campus, because they've always been on board with censorship. There's never been a moment in the history of the modern Republican Party where they haven't actively undermined free speech. They've always been anti-free speech. Wake up. And it's not just on the boundaries of Israel, Palestine either, even though that one is the most egregious, most overt restriction that the Republicans have always agitated towards. The likes of Barry Weiss or Ben Shapiro, who very famously presented themselves as cancel culture warriors, would also actively and consistently try to do canary mission style to any student protester that ever had anything to say about Israel. They never, ever strayed away from that. But it's not just on Israel either. These cancel culture warriors and the Republican Party as a whole have consistently undermined education, for example. Republicans have always been, at the bleeding edge, cutting edge of book burnings, basically, modern book burnings, banning books. That is a Republican pastime, and that is the Republican future. What do you think this anti-CRT initiatives look like? Talking about critical race theory. We got to get it out of our schools. That's literally trying to manipulate education. That's a fixture of Republican domestic policy in this country. So it's not shocking to me that these very same, the very same Republican Party has reached a logical conclusion on their consistent endeavors to curb speech, to suppress speech. They've never been on board. They've just lied about it. And they went, no, using some of the edge cases of radlibs constantly being annoying and woke scoldy in an effort to make it seem like, and this was very successful, this was entirely a leftist project.